This issue about single term or two terms keeps coming up unnecessarily. Yes, the issue of whether Peter Obi will spend a single term or two terms is not necessary. It's a distraction from the fact that Peter Obi is becoming or has become popular and desired to be the next president of Nigeria, which will not change by the grace of God. Whether he spends or that he will spend only one term, if only because that is what is decided, and he cannot by himself change it. So what is the big issue? With all the efforts put in by Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan to get re-elected in 2015, he failed. Why did he fail? He failed because he did not run Nigeria well. The 4 years he had, 2011 to 2015, he squandered on fighting the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, imposed on Nigeria by his boss, by his late boss, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Rather than doing like Olusegun Obasanjo, who refused to fight the Boko Haram Muslim community, because the community has not done anything against Nigeria other than the Muslim imperialists saying that the Islam of the community is unorthodox. That was the basic issue. It was not that the community took up arms against Nigeria. No. Aha. And rather than ending the war, Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan abused his being a Christian and Nigeria's president to get the Christian Association of Nigeria to adopt the war as against Christians also, which was not. And so because the leaders of Christian Association of Nigeria started pouring invectives on the community started fighting back by bombing churches until I wrote the community to beware of what Jonathan is tactically imposing on them, because I reminded them that your mission was not anything Christian, but that Nigeria was corrupt with Boko Haram, abuse of Western education to misappropriate and embezzle public funds, leading to gross underdevelopment of Nigeria and mass abject poverty. So don't allow Jonathan to put you in a corner that you did not choose. And immediately the communities stopped bombing churches. So, but where I'm going is that having messed up Nigeria with the war against Boko Haram for 4 years, Nigerians became tired because Jonathan was unmindful of the level of poverty tugging at Nigerians. So, but Nigerians were ready for him. And that was what the All Progressives Congress took advantage of to get him voted out as a president. So where I'm going is that if Peter Obi, like Jonathan, reneges on single term, he will meet those who put him there. He will meet Nigerians there. So what is the big issue about single term or two terms? It's a non-issue. Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan promised that he will spend only a single term to complete the 2 terms, the second term that Umaru Musa Yar'Adua was unable to spend. Well, which was a wrong decision on the part of Jonathan, because he comes from south, while Yaradua came from northwest. So he would have allowed the northwest to complete the second term of Yaradua. He failed to do that. Instead, he promised to spend only a single term. And on coming to power, he wanted to change it to a single term of 7 years. Nigerians shouted him down, so to say, and he failed on that. But then at the end of his at the end of the term, he wanted to run for second term since he failed to increase the single term to that of 7 years. He wanted, and then he failed because, so in the same way Peter Obi will fail, should he want to impose second term on Nigeria? You can't do that. You can't impose second term on Nigerians. Those who put you there and Nigerians as a whole will oppose you. So that one is not the issue. The real issue is that those who keep bringing it up and doubting Peter Obi unnecessarily is a distraction. As destructive as tax reform, all manners of distractions being created by the All Progressives Congress to confuse Nigerians. Nigerians will not be confused. Peter Obi, even if he decides to spend second term, will not be able to do it because Nigerians will not support him. So, but and let me tell the All Progressives Congress, if you try to read the election in 2027, you will set Nigeria ablaze. That is it. Nigerians are fed up with you. 2015 to 2025, everything going worse than you met it. Even Tinubu, who came in 2023, has spent more than 2 years. Things are getting worse, not better. I want to be told what has improved. Petroleum is going to 900 and something, 800 and something. From 800 and something to from 870 last week to 910 naira this week. So from 200 and something naira, which Tinubu met as fuel price, is now 1,000 plus, 900 plus, 800 plus. That's the minimum we have gotten. 800 plus is the least we have gotten is 870. Nothing below 870. Now it is 910 naira as I speak in a lorry. So what has improved? They say he has come with economic reform. How far to the benefit of Nigerians, common Nigerians? How far? So Peter Obi spending a single term. What is difficult about it? 4 years, as somebody said, that the constitution that sets 4 years as a term understands that 4 years is sufficient to achieve something if you want to achieve something. That is why 4 years is set. So the second term is surplus, is in excess of 4 years. And I'm saying that by our experience, second term is reserved for evils that the person can get away with because it's not looking for another term. So let us make this single term, 5 years, single term, not repeatable, so that the person can make a good name for himself or herself. But second term, they will do well somehow in the first term. But in the second term, they have nothing at stake than looting and committing evils that they could not commit in the first term in fear of second term. So let us change our constitution to 5 years of single to 5 years single term. And I'm not saying it for Peter Obi. As I said, Peter Obi has no option. If Nigerians say single term is single term for him, Yes. So I'm not saying it for Peter Obi. I've been saying this for quite some time now. Let us limit ourselves to a single term of 5 years, because second term is usually reserved for evils that they could not do in the first term because they are looking for second term. Okay, let's take Muhammadu Buhari for instance. During the second term, he said he has during the second term he increased fuel price to unimaginable levels, and also saying that he wanted to redesign the naira, whereas he ended up not redesigning the naira but just changing the color of the naira. So things like that. Or you take our governor in Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, all the things he could not do in the first term, he did in the second term. Like making chiefs, like crowning chiefs as kings, you know, crowning chiefs as kings. Where is it done? Chiefs, kings are crowned, not chiefs. But in Oyo State, in Ibadan now, what we have the chiefs crowned as kings. You know, things like that. You know, other things you cannot mention. So corruption, unbridled, worst form of corruption is reserved for the second term. So what are we looking for in second term? Single term of 5 years, like in the universities. The vice chancellor spent 5 years for the rest of their life, except in another university. You know, so Peter Obi has no option. If the party says they give him single term, that is it. It is People's Democratic Party, even People's Democratic Party, that he am twisted to get second term ticket. He failed. And that's how anybody who insists on what the people don't want will fail. As simple as that. All this dictatorship of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is because it's supported by the legislators and the rest of it. But the populace, the voters are more than the legislators, the governor, or the president himself. If Nigerians come out massively to vote for somebody, anybody who truncates seat will be mobbed, and if not set ablaze, we set Nigeria ablaze.